is doing that. There we go. If TapAndDie will be quiet, we'll start the show.
Hold on.
We are live.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's 8:30. Well, 7:30 where you are. Hey, welcome to Friday night. This is the Fan Caste with Brian Lifting Nerd or something like that. Your host. So far, the only regular that's bothered to show up is TapAndDie.
Hell yeah.
And joining us again, it's been a while, Stephanie Janiczek.
Hey, everybody.
Did I get it? Janiczek?
Yeah.
Janiczek. Janiczek.
Yeah.
Correct me. No, just smack me around. I don't care.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I heard about you.
Yeah, the oldest insult for you.
Hey, I took a test on the Fan Caste Twitter page the other day, and it said I was surprised by the answer.
What was the answer?
Huh?
What was the answer?
What was the answer? Love was the answer, right? Isn't it?
Oh, no.
Love it. Oh, God. All right. I got to have it.
Yeah, well, hey, let's sing Beatles tunes.
Love is overrated.
Okay, so it says I'm the master of kink. That was my rating.
Okay.
Whatever. That's a lie.
And there's a picture of a woman tied up or something. I don't know. She's got
what the hell are you into, Leif?
Well, you have to take the quiz. Well, it doesn't tell you my answers. So anyway. But anyway, this is episode 68, which is the same year two of us were born, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there was. Yep. The year I was born. Yep.
And it's not TapAndDie, just to give you a hint.
Yeah.
Oh, I could tell by that. Yeah.
So my senior moments are becoming more and more frequent. I forget.
Like how many times do you lose your way to the bathroom?
Twice today.
See, what'd I say?
It's my back, man. My back, it starts acting up, and I'm like, I just no. And what's really weird, I get on my horse, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Anything else, it's like, I got to get into yoga or something, man.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seriously been to the gym now in probably 2 months, and
Badass.
I know. Well,
I know you like them big asses.
So, well, the main thing was that when I do deadlifts and squats, it keeps my hamstrings well loosened up, and I don't have problems. Well, I don't have as many problems, I should say. But I'm a developer, so I sit on my butt all day long, so I have to do something.
Yeah. It's part of it is I was born with a slightly shorter left leg, so I'm kind of standing at an angle.
Yeah.
And I got bucked off an apple-some-air 2 months after I got out of the hospital when I was 19.
Oh wow!
And she launched me like I was Superman, and I felt okay, like okay, bitch, I'll get on your back again, and finish the ride, get back home, wake up the next morning, going, what did she do to me? And it used to not bother me, and every once in a while it would hurt really bad, and now it hurts all the time. So. And I also think it has to do with a lot of the high impact exercises I was doing too. But mostly, I think it was Crystal being a bitch and, me kind of landing bad. So, anyway.
What are you doing, TapAndDie?
I'm sorry.
It's like you're making dinner or something.
I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm drinking I know what you were drinking. Well, you're drinking a Heineken this time instead of the Colt 45. So I'm about halfway through a Dad from Ryan Geist, which isn't too bad of a Scotch ale. It's about a mediocre one. It's, like a B-, maybe a C+.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm drinking some apple brandy a little bit before I go to bed.
Nice. I was drinking Scotch or whiskey last week. I was feeling horrible though.
Oh, whiskey's got a use, man. You get a cold or the flu.
Yeah,
it helps.
I was getting over it. Didn't have much of a voice, and it's a single malt or not single barrel. Something that somebody gave me years ago, and I finally cracked open the other day. Nice. It's Jack Daniels, I think, and I was like, oh, they actually make a good whiskey. You just got to pay $50. So anyway, because some of that stuff's just too bitter for me.
If I do anything like bourbon or whiskey, unchecked, I turn into somebody completely different. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I have to stay away from that shit.
Yeah.
I
I know
really
people
do.
that tequila does that too.
I've only done one shot of tequila in my whole life. And it was given to me. I thought it was something else, and it was tequila, and I was lied to, and it pissed me off. I won't touch it naked. It needs to be in a margarita.
Right.
You know, because I learned my lesson on gin and my dad's brandy. You gotta watch yourself. And whiskey, I literally, I had a blackout experience with that stuff. The first time I ever actually pounded it, and I'll never do it again, ever. I won't. I won't. But that was a party in DC on New Year's night. So, what else are you gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
DC is the land of corrupt, the drunk, and the poor eaters. That's about what it is.
Yeah.
And it's true.
And Ted Kennedy was all three of those.
Yes, he was.
Oh shit! Damn,
Oh,
Lave,
snap.
calm down with that burn, man.
Well, he's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
So is Bud Dwyer.
at least that's a reference that they've made on the main show. So that kind of that counts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so what do you want to talk about first? Do we want to do Kiri Hart, or do you want to do something else?
Yeah, we can do Kiri Hart.
So according to all of the internet scuttlebutt, Kiri Hart may be gone from Lucasfilm. Links to her are histoire, and people aren't saying anything. So you guys have any comments, more info, etc., etc.?
Well, if you follow Ichibaka on Twitter, he's got that Disney Star Wars is done blog, and he's raised the ire of all the right people there. He was digging, and I dug a little bit, and I'll tell you how I found this out. The guys that are doing the fandom film about the backlash against the Last Jedi and how Lucasfilm was treated the fans.
Right.
Mark John, his people were checking it out and made a video going, well, where is she? So I went and looked, and I found the same thing. You look on her, and this was a day or two ago, you'd look under her name, and you get nothing but a Mickey Mouse saying you're in the wrong place.
Right.
So now, Data Racer, if you know who Data Racer is on Twitter, he went and discovered that it goes right to the leadership page. If you Google her name, it goes right to the leadership page, and she is no longer there at all. All references to her have been removed from the site. It's like she's gone down a memory hole, that Orwellian 1984 memory hole. And from what they've been able to surmise, it started last July, between July and September, that she started to disappear. And I honestly think that she was gone. She was gone. I think probably at the end of June.
Right.
Would be my thing.
Well, was that the time that they announced Kathleen's extension, or was that?
That was in October.
That was October. Okay.
Yeah. See, I was talking to somebody else about this, and if Hart's gone now, do you remember Hidalgo's Twitter account freaking out?
Yeah.
I've done videos on this and how he changed his biography and went to HVAC Solutions and some other weird shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then posted, I'm just a leftist dirtbag, and all billionaires should be mulched, and you should be very angry at the parent company right now. He's Mr. Victim, right? Grace Randolph basically told the whole world about this conference call that happened the week before Solo came out. It was a conference call between Lucasfilm in England and Lucasfilm, California. Bob Iger listening in and being part of it, but with John Lasseter when he was still at Pixar, and Kevin Feige listening in. And I guess it was a brawl. And a lot of stuff got said, a lot of stuff got thrown around. And then you've got, like, what is a month later or so, Hidalgo's Twitter account freaking out. But here's the weird thing. Before all this happened, he tweeted at James Gunn asking if he should be worried about concerned trolls, worried about his job. I saved that. So, and then, now we find out that Kiri Hart's gone. And people are assuming that it didn't just happen, that it happened last summer.
Right.
And it things. Here's what I'm thinking is that Iger got rid of her. You just said you're gone. I don't care if you're 75 minorities wrapped up into one, you're gone.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good one.
She can't, that's a Frasier reference, by the way.
Oh shit, really? That's cool. I love Frasier.
Yeah, Roz tells Niles she can't fire her new assistant at her other job because she's about 15 different minorities and a woman, but she's so stupid. It's like, but
hey, let me interject really quickly, just to interrupt. So Grim Falcon is listening, and he thought your picture looked like Goldie Hawn. Just so you know.
Thank you. I love Goldie.
So anyway,
thank you very much. Anyway, so what I'm thinking is they got rid of her like July, September, around then. Iger decided I can't, because he couldn't get the person I think was going to actually take over Lucasfilm to come in right when they right then, and he wanted to get rid of her then. So he gave Kennedy a 3-year extension, but she's got no power. And my little rat, he loved it. Call him a rat. Sorry, dude. My little mouse that gets me all the information from there. And a shout out to Craig at Reviews for You. If you knew how he gets his information, you die. I know who it is. She's been kicked up and out of Lucasfilm. She basically can't touch anything. She has absolutely no creative control at all over episode 9, even though I think JJ literally can't. He can't do anything. I really can't see how he's going to fix what Rian Johnson broke. And despite what a lot of people think, JJ is a fan. I know for a fact that he hates Rian Johnson, and can't.
I think they both hate each other. I mean, just there's so many things with that movie. It just seems to me that Rian Johnson was just really trying to troll the fans and smack JJ around. I mean, it just, the things that, I mean, I don't think, I call him Jar Jar Abrams for a reason. I don't think he's much of a movie. I think he sets the things up, but he can't finish anything. And I know he's a fan just by the way he talks about the things he wanted to do in the first movie, but I don't, but he's also whipped a bit. So, it's
he's a whipped little bitch.
Yeah. It's like, but yeah, I think that those movies are just things going back and forth with each other. And Ryan was like, I don't, because apparently there were treatments for the second too that JJ had kind of a semi planned out something. Well, I mean, it's almost like the mythos of the original trilogy. Really, what did Lucas have there, and what part of the mystery, the myth of Star Wars, the original Star Wars, was that he had a plan. Yeah. Because you've heard and then and Rian Johnson just kind of just chucked it over his shoulder, just like he had Luke do the lightsaber and went on his own way.
Yeah, well, here's the funny thing. And this is my speculation based on things that I've been told and read and parsed together. JJ passed Ryan's first draft because it probably followed what he wanted. And Ryan said, oh, yeah, he wants to direct this thing. Okay, fine, Then we hear rumors, and we've talked about this before, I think, that, they had guys doing wire work on the island. Mark Hamill was doing wire work. Mark Hamill did lightsaber practice every day, He was on set to get ready, and people saw the Knights of Ren in costume All right, where are they? Cutting room floor. I think what we got was the story group
for the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what I think happened is the story group had not been allowed anywhere near TFA. In fact, I did a video screaming at Pablo for dissing Harrison Ford. It pissed me off. Pablo was in a chat with a couple of friends, or a couple of butt kissers, and they were like, "Why don't you like TFA?" Because now he's saying he doesn't like TFA, and he's like, "Well, I liked it fine until a certain character showed up," and they're like, "Well, who?" And he said, "Han." And it's like, really, the reason why anybody wants to see that movie is Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Okay?
Right.
So you're saying that character, who is literally, if not the most popular character among casual fans of Star Wars fans, he's the second most popular character of all the fans. You're pissed off that he took away from your poorly written, one-dimensional, boring characters?
Now, is this JJ that said that, or?
No, it was Pablo.
Oh, Pablo. Okay, sorry.
On Twitter, I did a video about this.
Okay.
No, JJ loves the original. He loves those guys.
Yeah, he just didn't know what to do with Luke, because every time he showed up, he dominated. I can't excuse him for what he did with Luke. And we put him at the very end for 5 seconds. It's just.
Well, here's the deal. Harrison Ford did the same freaking thing, but I'll tell you something else. A lot of people think he wanted Han to die. He thought Han was supposed to at least be in the second movie. And if you look at, from what I've heard about his contract, it was written in there.
Mm.
And Kathleen Kennedy was like, he's taking away from Rey and Finn. And, it's like, really?
Yeah.
Harrison Ford?
Yeah. Well, I think you could take any
President
character.
Ford, remember? He saved Air Force One
Air
time.
Force One. Well, I think you could take some random character out of the cantina on Tatooine, and they would take away from Rey and Finn.
Yeah, but
because they're written so poorly.
I mean, it's like, and he's bitching about it, and to me, it was disrespectful of the character, disrespectful of the act, disrespective. God, I can't even talk anymore. Respectful for him to say it against the actor and to George Lucas. All right, and it also shows that, to me, Pablo's not much of a fan.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Fan, you want to see Han and Luke and Leia together doing stuff. You want to see that. That's why you want to go. He's 44 years old, so he knows where the OT fans are. Okay, and he might be playing the company man, but I called him out for it, and I got the screenshot, and he also said something about the prequels. You know how the prequels started. The trade war with the Trade Federation and all that. He said something really right about that, and I'm like, oh, you're not a prequel fan either. Wow. And that's all right, fine. But he also got his first opportunity to really be part of Star Wars by George Lucas when they were making the prequels.
Yeah.
Okay? So, to me, you ungrateful twit.
Right.
You need to apologize, and you need a karmic moment to figure out who you owe your opportunities to, because he is an untalented person, and I don't know why Lucas let him in. I don't know, but George has a big heart, and he obviously saw potential in this idiot, so he let him in, and now he gets stabbed in the back. I mean, whatever, man, whatever. So I as far as Kiri Hart goes, I think she was one of the linchpins that had to go so they could actually reform the story group. And somebody posted a theory out on Twitter saying that they thought the Disney Imagineers took it over.
Right.
And I'm like, I think Disney needs to leave Lucasfilm alone and let the Star Wars fans, who are real fans, who have people like that, run it and make you a pile of money. Okay, we don't need Disney's help.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, they kind of done it with Marvel for 11, 12 films, but it's starting to smell like they're kind of pushing it the other way. But we'll see, I guess. And when's Captain Marvel come out? March.
On International Women's Day.
Well,
Really?
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
God. No, I just, it's so funny that the reactions, I mean, Ethan Van
March
Sciver.
8th.
Yeah. I mean, Ethan Van Sciver laughing about the cat, Odin talking about the cat, and I'm like going, so the cat basically has more personality than Brie Larson. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Hey,
Hell
TapAndDie.
yeah.
TapAndDie.
Yes.
You are correct.
What?
International Women's Day 2019 is Friday, March 8th. The release date for Captain Marvel is Friday, March 8th, 2019.
Somebody cut my dick off.
No, that's just so. I
mean, how pretentious as shit is that to actually release it on International Women's Day? Like, are you fucking serious?
Look at last year when they released Black Panther, man.
What, in the shortest month of the year?
Well, no, in Black History Month.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And of all the months they could have given them, they give them the shortest month of the year.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck you. Like, I honestly think, like, when they were coming up with that, there was probably somebody, whoever was involved, like, this is stupid. They're going to come up with a month for history of black people. And then they're probably like, let's just give them the shortest month ever, because fuck that. That's just dumb. Like, I'm thinking, that's my theory. That's my tinfoil hat theory, that somebody was involved with coming up with that. Said, let's give them the shortest month just to screw with them.
Well, every 4 years they get an extra day. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm echoing. I wonder if that means LMP showed up.
Did he?
I don't know. I don't. Hangouts doesn't. I don't have. Okay, there it is. I've been busy trying to get images and stuff, man. I got stuff to do. I got so many windows open. I can even, I may accidentally
close this out.
Hello.
Really?
There.
Really, Brian? Are you serious?
Serious what?
Did you actually cut out on purpose?
No, not on purpose.
Yeah, you cut out.
I got dozers at my feet, and I was trying to move around, and the wire got caught. So yeah, he's loving this cold temperatures. I mean, today it got to a balmy 30 degrees, but last several days. The other day, I think it was our high was like 2 degrees or something crazy like that. And
yeah, it don't happen. That shit doesn't happen in Texas.
And apparently, this is gonna. We've had like 3 weekends in a row where it's been like slightly warm, and then it snows over the weekend. Although it snowed last night about 2 inches where I live, and it's gonna be warm this weekend. It's gonna be warm. 60 degrees by Sunday, and then apparently midweek it's gonna snow again. I'm like, God bless. Just stay cold.
So much for that global warming, huh?
Well, I just want it to stay cold. It's up and down. It just drives me nuts.
Oh, it's going to be 50 some on Monday, and we've got people visiting, so they want to go shoot. So we're going to take them over to the outdoor gun range and do some stuff that,
Hey, just fly me up there. I'll bring my AK.
Hey, you know what? I've got 2 guest rooms, this new house, so you're more than welcome. I mean,
hell yeah. I'm going to have to say something, though, because I got an itchy trigger finger.
Here's the deal. It's a state gun range, so you can only shoot boom, boom, boom. Now, if you got in our own land, I would say you can, there's a target, lay waste to it.
Slam a bump stock on that shit.
Yeah.
Not that I would want one. When people ring up a bump stock, I'm just like, I don't want a bump stock. I don't care if it makes it feel automatic. I don't want one of those. That's stupid.
I wouldn't want one anyway. They just sound dumb,
Yeah. Have you seen people shoot with them? I mean, when all that stuff happened in Vegas, and I listened to the audio of those gunshots, and then I found several videos of people using a bump stock, and I'm like, that just it looks stupid. Plus, the easiest thing to do is actually use a rubber band. Actually makes it. But yeah, with the bump stock, the guy was using a table, and it was jumping all over the place, and he had about every 8 or 9 shots he had to keep resetting. And the pace of it was nothing like audio and stuff.
There's a guy named Postal Cat. That's his name of his channel. He's one of those ANCAPs. And he released a video showing, like, okay, this is the gun shooting, the Vegas shooter, and then shows a bump stock, and then they shows the Vegas shooter again, but he shows a machine gun, an M240 Bravo shooting, and
Mm-hmm.
the M240 Bravo machine gun matches more up with the Vegas shooter than the bump stock. So it's like, what's going on, you know?
But just the way that the gun moves around and it doesn't reset well. And this guy was using, I forget what gun it was, but it had a,
it probably
had like
an
a
AR-15
tripod type thing. And that was it. And after, I don't know, I think maybe, I don't know, whatever, one magazine, 20 rounds or whatever.
No,
he's like,
well, usually the average is 30 rounds,
30.
Unless he was using a 20 or 100 round drum clip.
It wasn't
but it
very
probably was a 30.
big. Yeah, it was 30.
It was a 30 round probably.
And he's like, this is crap. And he just took it off. It's like, yeah, those things, that just looks like I mean, I've never shot full automatic. I mean, I shot semi-automatic M16s years ago. And let me tell you, I don't remember pulling the trigger but once. But I know how smooth that was compared to what that guy was doing with the bump stock. That was just insane.
I mean, we were allowed to go shoot the M4s with the Marines. It was a command conference, and they let the wives go out and have a Jane Wayne day.
Oh, that's real?
Yeah.
Because there's a show I've been watching. I don't know if you probably saw it. It was in the 90s called Major Dad.
Yeah, and we went out and shot.
Yeah, they mentioned that, and I thought that was something made up for the TV show.
We were talking about it, and I know this for a fact because, my husband just retired as a colonel from the Marine Corps after 30 years. They don't want the guys to shoot full automatic. Right. The M4 does not go full automatic. You can kick it up to 2 shots at the same time.
Wasn't it like burst fire now? That's what they're making them.
Yeah.
Once the A3, once the A2s came out, they started firing burst fire.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's as high as it goes. And they wouldn't let us do it. I mean, all the girls were begging, please, please, please. But, the armorers were like, no, don't be stupid, And I was like, I'm not being stupid because I know you're not going to let me, so I'm not even going to ask you, And the reason why they don't want full automatic for the average grunt to carry is because muzzle jump is so bad. Even with the 223 round, you can't control where that gun's going to be shooting if you're firing full automatic. So, there's a reason why we don't do that. And I'll tell you something. A semi-automatic rifle is far more accurate than a fully automatic one. It really is. I mean, when you remember the scene in, was it Rambo 2? Sylvester Stallone, I think he's got 2 M60 machine guns and he's firing both in the air. You watch him, he starts firing up and they start rising. That's the muzzle jump. That's what because he can't control it.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's why, I mean, I don't, why, they sell fully automatic. They actually sell the MP40. I've seen it, $20,000 for a German MP40. But why would you want one? I mean,
I wouldn't mind having one. I mean, just for fun.
I would like one. Here's the reason why. Do you remember the scene in Last Crusade where they're being captured by the Germans?
Yeah.
And after Indy meets his dad in there, and Indy grabs that machine gun and kills the Germans.
The Nazis, yeah.
That's an MP40.
Yeah.
And it's like I would like to have one of those.
Heck yeah, I would want an MP40. I want an STG 44, but if I could have anything, if I had to only have one German gun, I would love an MG 42.
I want the Mauser. What is it? The 90? Is it the 90?
The KR 98.
No, we got a KR 98.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he bought a one that was built in 1939.
Right.
It's probably from pieces.
Hey, Seth, we see you in the chat, man.
Hey, good.
LMP's in the chat. Why isn't he on the show? Come on, Liquid Metal Pro, man. You're holding up the fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was it? What were we saying about the KR 98? You bought a 1939?
I want he got a K98. That Mauser 8mm rifle, and when the Soviets captured a bajillion of them, and like the Russians always do, they always do everything ass backwards. They took them all apart and then reassembled them with different parts. So you could have the barrel from one, the trigger assembly from another, and everything else from two other guns, right? So it's a 1939. It's beautiful. I mean, it is the furniture on this rifle is just gorgeous. We took it out and shot it. I shot it, and it's got quite the recoil. The 8mm is a bigger round than a 30-06. So I mean, it'll bite you. I want a Mauser broom handle.
Oh, I would like one of those. That's such a cool looking little gun. I want one of those.
I mean, and there's a reason why, but I'm not going to say what it is. You'd have to understand the movie reference there, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. but I bet you Brian might know.
Too hot for YouTube.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice. Yeah, I've seen the ones made in China, but I want one either made in Switzerland before the Nazis said, screw it, we're just going to make our own. Because they were importing all their weapons from Switzerland before 1936. And then they just started, making their own because they realized the Allies weren't going to do anything. Okay, we'll make our own, And they started, and I want one, a German-made one, or a Swiss-made one. But I also don't have $15,000.
Yeah, I don't either.
So it's like,
You surely.
They're pretty
as
cool.
far as the garment's concerned, I don't have it.
Yeah.
I had a chance to get a Mauser. It's just, I think because they had like a surplus or whatever, something at a Bass Pro Shop. But that was when I was really young, and I was like, no, I want a Mosin Nagant. That was like the gun I wanted, and I bought one for like $150. Because at the time it was actually $100, and I really wanted it, but I thought maybe if I shop around, because they had I think it was a shotgun. I think it was supposed to be like the trench gun, the 1897, or some kind of replica or something. But it was like only $300, and I had the $300, and I waited, and I could have bought that shotgun, but I'm glad I waited because I ended up with a Mosin Nagant. I love that gun. It's like it fits me. It only works with me. Anyone else tries to shoot it, they have a hard time getting the bolt loose. But I learned how to work it, so I'm the only one who knows how to do that gun, work that gun.
Yeah. It's interesting watching. You go on YouTube and watch Hickok 45 and all the in him. He'll bring those out and shoot them, and it's interesting to watch. I don't think we'll ever get one of those. I think I have a feeling we're probably get a Lee Enfield 303 just because hopefully surplus from the war, just because that'd be part of the collection.
Yeah, I would want to Enfield. There was actually a gun show I went to. A guy was selling a bunch of Enfields, and I happened to be passing by it again, and the guy selling it was talking to another guy. He's like, I don't know anything about these guns. I mean, I inherited these. I'm just trying to sell them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not worth much.
I was like,
$200.
You bastard. You inherited some Lee Enfields. They were all Enfields.
Yeah.
And I think one of them was that carbine one, the jungle one they used. He had one of those too.
I'd be looking at the cartouches and, trying to find the stamps on them. And, I paid $300 for this. It's a $1,500 gun.
Right.
See ya.
Like, I'll give you $300.
Yeah, I want one of those just because I do. But, we've got
10-round magazine. That's what I love about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got an arsenal. We've got, let's see, an M1 Garand, 1942. M1 carbine, 1943. What's the other one? The Springfield,
1903.
Yeah. We've got 1903, 1942. That's my husband's favorite rifle. He loves to shoot that thing.
I bet it looks. I want one of those too. I bet it's fun to shoot.
It is, and then we got
like I love. It's weird. Like I like like the new modern stuff, but I love a good bolt action rifle. Like I love bolt action rifles.
And that's a rifleman's rifle. That's what the Marines used to shoot, and that's why they were so good. That's why they were. I mean, because they learned how to shoot that. Our Army learned. That's what they learned how to shoot. And we got the Mauser K98, and he's got 1911, 1942 Remington Rand, 1911 on layaway that we're probably going to pick up very soon.
Oh.
So, and then hopefully we'll be done with that for a while.
Mhm.
But you never know. I mean, we'll go to a gun show and come back with, look what we bought, you know. Because I'll be like, honey, we really can't leave without it. You're right. Okay, we'll get it. You know. You know,
Yeah.
and it's me going, I really want it. I really, really want it.
Mhm.
You know. So I mean, it's funny, but you start collecting them, and it's like collecting vintage, you know, Star Wars stuff. And I just started my collection back up. You know, I'm bad. I've got all the New Hope heroes except for Obi-Wan. I've got a Tarkin. I don't have a Vader yet. And I've got Han and Leia from Bespin, and that's it. So I'm being slow on that one, but you know, you see stuff you want.
Okay, you got guns. That's all I'm hearing.
The stuff we played with as kids.
Yeah.
And didn't save.
Yeah.
It's like we had the you know, back in the 70s, because we had the Ben Kenobi, the original, where he had the vinyl robe, you know, and which was a pain in the butt to try and put him in any vehicle, and we ended up just, you know, pulling it off, I think. But yeah, if you have that thing unboxed, it's like, I mean, in a box rather, it's worth a lot of money.
I'd sell it. I'd be like, okay, so who wants it?
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I want the money. You know, I've got what I do to avoid giving Disney any money is I go to collectors who've already bought it from them.
Oh, yeah.
I go on eBay and just find it there, because I'm not gonna give. And I've made a point not to buy any new.
I finally made it. I'm sorry if I was interrupting.
Hey, there he is.
About time.
The Legal Metal Pro has joined us.
What are you talking about? His name is the Weeaboo King.
The Weeaboo King of Manhattan is in the building.
Yeah, the Weeaboo King is here, ladies and gentlemen.
And they'll put your
go
sex
ahead,
fun.
take your shots. You know, you've been waiting.
They've been talking about weapons for the last 20
Hell
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to give me an F and FAL too.
Oh, that's like your fat material right there. I have my anime, you have your gun.
Damn straight. I'm just over here listening to all the sweet, sweet guns she has. Like, I want an M1 Garand, a fucking 1903 Springfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. I got lucky. You know who? When we got married, I was one that brought all the guns to the table, because when my dad died, I inherited 4. All right, I already had one that he had given me, the first gun he ever gave me, my 20 gauge, and I got an over under, a 12 gauge, and it's an okay. It's a good duck gun, but the safety needs to be worked on. I got my deer rifle, Remington Model 4 308 with a really good scope on it, loophole 3.5 by 10, and my Browning trap gun. So my VT99, which fits me like a glove. No one else is allowed to shoot it. You know, I've got so many 100 straights with it, 50 straights. You know, I've carried our team for a while when I was shooting, because the guys would be like, "Oh, look, there's a squirrel!" Boom. It's like, what are you shooting at? You know, you know, and you know, so I brought 4, and now we have. I lost count because he's got the bug now, and I'm like, cool. This is great. This is great for me, you know. So yeah, we've got a good collection, and it's really cool to be able to get the old ones, because you realize the technology hasn't changed that much. I mean, you know, that M1 carbine is every bit the rifle that a lot of these new ones are. I mean, you can really, you know, you can in close quarters, you can really raise some hell with somebody with that rifle. I'm not kidding. It's fun. It's fun.
I bet. Yeah, like for me, my dad, when he gave me my first rifle, which was it's a 22 bolt action, and it's a Savage Arms. And what funny thing was is one day it was my birthday, my 10th birthday, and I went to his house. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna show you. I know it's your birthday, so I'm gonna do this." He pulls out this big old white box. I don't know what's in it. He's like, "Do you want to go right now to Toys R Us and buy some Legos? or do you want what's in this box? I had no idea what it was. I said, you know, I'm just gonna go with the box, and there it was. He gave me my first 22 rifle, and I love that gun. And I don't care. I could get M16s, whatever, AR-15s, machine guns, but I will always love that little rifle.
That well, hey, you know, your first gun. Mine was a little Remington Model 1100 20 gauge, and I was turning 12, and Dad said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I said, "A hi-fi," because it was in 1980. He said, "No." I said, "A horse." He said, "No." And I said, "Okay, how about clothes? You have enough clothes. Your mom buys you too many clothes." Okay. Okay, then he goes, "What if I buy you a shotgun?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." All right. You know, and we went down to the store, and it was a mom and pop sports shop, and we were looking at the 20 gauges because I was little. I mean, I was little, and you know, we picked out the Remington because he was a Remington guy, and we got a hunting parka thrown into it for me, and I think he spent $250, maybe 300. And my mom never noticed. She never noticed. This is how, I mean, it's sitting in the gun cabinet. I'm walking around the house with it, you know, because I would carry it everywhere in the house because I wanted, you know.
That's me right there, carrying my gun around just for no reason, just to carry it.
Well, you know, the reason why you do that is to get used to the feel of it. So, as a kid, you don't realize you're just playing with it, but really, you're getting used to this weapon, this extension of you. And I would, you know, point it at stuff outside and stuff like that. And that gun, I mean, it's been with me my whole life. And I keep telling my husband, you realize you're going to bury me with it. No, I don't trust anybody in our family. So, you know, we don't have kids. So, you know, who's going to inherit it? I mean, it's like, you know, I'll take the Skywalker lightsaber with me, please.
Yeah, well, you know, you keep that shotgun, that gun of yours. Just put me on that inheritance list. I'll take the guns. I'll take good care of them.
And okay, I'll you know, all right, okay. Well, I remember that. I've got a nephew who likes to hunt and stuff, and he got a really nice buck this year. And my sister Joan says he's always showing up now with new deer recipes. and like, oh, you gotta try this. Oh, you gotta do this. Oh, you gotta do this. And my other sister, because they live in they have this like small compound. It's like almost like Kennebunkport on the Mississippi River, where my sister Rose has got this big house, and then my sister Joan lives in this really nice apartment over the garage next door. And Rose always travels, so Joan takes care of everything. And Rose has got this dog that is just freaking bad dog. Oh my god. And William showed up. He was going to grill some deer and show her something that he could do with them. And his family was there, you know, his wife and his 2 kids. Rose's dog jumped up on the table and ate 4 of the steaks. Gone before they could even do anything. And they're like in shock. I'm like, kill him. if my dog even looked at my food, I mean, he knows. He's like, look, man, I've already challenged her once on this. And if she doesn't get after me, Dad will. And I don't want Dad anywhere near me. He gets mad. I mean, it's just the massive nasty behavior, like jumping up on the table. Just, if I don't put up with it with a 1,200-pound thoroughbred mare, I'm not going to put up with it with an 80-pound fat golden retriever. You know, you're not going to do that. And he knows. I mean, he knows since he was a puppy. There's only so much Mom will take. And I'm the indulgent one. Go figure. So.
Anyway.
But, yeah.
So, Kiri Hart.
Oh, yeah.
We never did finish that topic.
All right.
I didn't get to say anything.
I mean, she, you know, you can't find her on the web page. They've literally removed all references to her off their webpage, and their webpage doesn't have a search button, so you can't look.
Yeah. So, hey, Alan P., did you hear about this? I don't know if you know what the heck we're talking about.
No, I'm really lost. In fact, do you guys see? Are you able to see my icon on screen or not?
The guy with the weird yellow hair, yeah.
Okay, thank God. I was hoping somebody would be
Oh,
able
you got me as what's his name? This is an anime
Oh,
thing.
it's showing up. I can't see it.
it's there.
You're showing up as still the moment, Hans moment.
Oh,
Oh,
that's the picture I posted when I got the
yeah. Wait till
the
I show
Don
it to you
Glover
in chat.
shirt.
Wait till I
Huh?
show it to you in chat. I'm actually gonna see. Let me see if I can post it on chat right now. But in the meantime, what's this thing you're talking about?
So Kiri Hart apparently has disappeared from Lucasfilm, and there's speculation she's been gone since like July of last year.
What the hell is
There
that?
we go. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, she was the head of the story group and development and
Oh, did he
no.
ask? Did he say who she was?
Yeah.
You don't know who she is? LMP, we
LMP?
only talked about it for weeks last summer. Were you not around?
I don't. Do you think I give a damn about some of these people at Lucasfilms? For all I care, if they drop off the face of the earth, then good riddance.
I think she did. I think she did.
Yeah.
You made
Want to bet
Lucasfilm
you?
gotta-
a great
Hey,
show.
hold on. I want to bet $5 right now. She's the one who came up with the whole Kylo and Rey getting together thing.
No,
Well, you know what? That makes sense, actually. You know what?
She-
I'm
I'm
not
all
saying
for,
she. Okay, go ahead.
I'm
right.
sorry. It's just that, listen, I'm all for Kylo Ren if he wants to fuck Rey. You know what? It's man and woman. And you got to reprocreate the Jedi somehow at some point. So let's start with them. Of course, that means
They're
you're going to have
brother
a
and
lot of.
sister. They're
What?
related. They're related.
Is that true?
JJ, Simon Pegg even said JJ did not intend that to happen.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
They're supposed to be related. I mean, and it's like, oh God.
So that leak from back then was true. Because I heard a leak saying that they're supposed to be siblings.
They are.
Oh my God. That is so. What is with these incestuous people? LMP, answer me.
well, let's you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Luke and Leia almost boned at one time. Just let it carry out to the logical conclusion at this point. I don't care.
You make me want to get really drunk right now, dude.
I'm sorry.
No, here's what happened.
Decline. Like,
here's what happened. We talked about this again. JJ said fine. That script, which followed his script treatments, that Ryan first put out, the first draft was fine. So what we saw on the screen wasn't what JJ read. JJ and Rian Johnson hate each other. The story group was never allowed to touch the movies, which is why when you look at the books that they're coming up with, contradict the movies all the time.
Oh shit!
Okay? And the stupid comic books. Anyway, there's evidence, solid evidence now, even from last February, a year ago, that Rian Johnson actually stole Ray Nobody, the drunken parents that left her on Jakku, sold her for liquor money, was a fanfic. And it wasn't just one fanfic. There's somebody named Straight Solo who wrote this 100,000 word fanfic on an archive of our own called Signs and Smoke Signals. And it literally, it's word for word. Ray, Nobody, and Phasma's weapons, and it's literally word for word, and it's like, are you kidding me? But it wasn't just Straight Solo, it was 5 other ones. Somebody went and started asking people and started putting things together, and I'm like, now he denies he did that, but there isn't any such thing as coincidences. You know, and he's not that good of a writer. You know, he really isn't. I've seen Looper. I turned it off halfway through it. I thought it was stupid. You know, so yeah, he didn't. What we saw on the screen was basically an FU to RJ, the fans, or FU to JJ, the fans, and Lucas. I mean, when Luke calls his the Skywalker lightsaber a laser sword, that's a direct reference in the Phantom Menace to Anakin telling Qui-Gon, well, I saw your laser sword. And it's like, you know what? You know what? You know what? Kiss my ass, you little round-headed putz. You know, I mean, it's anyway. So yeah, she let this happen. She's the one who hired RJ. She's the one who hired Chuck Wendick. And Amy Vincent, Claudia Gray. I hate her. You know, and now she's gone, and she's been gone.
Well, good riddance.
Yeah, and if you see people that have done kind of poor efforts still putting out novels in the Star Wars thing, it's their contract. Disney's not going to buy it out and not publish it. They're just going to let it get published and then send them on their way with, and you know. So I mean, that Obi-Wan, Claudia Gray's got a one about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon coming out. So get ready for a Spartan love affair.
Oh Jesus!
Right? Yeah.
Well, listen.
Of course.
Listen, I've said this enough times, and you guys already know that I've said this to death. I really, as far as me and Star Wars are concerned, I never became a big fan, and that's probably a good thing from all the shit that you guys tell me. I wouldn't want to see my own franchise, my favorite franchises, take a hit like that. And believe me, only earlier this month did I see my beloved franchise, which is the Dragon Ball series, go to utter shit. And believe me, I'm dealing with my own in regards to my opinions with that one.
Oh, but, hey, so what if Rian Johnson got a hold of your Bible Black? How would you feel about that?
First of all, Rian Johnson would fuck if he ever looked at Bible Black. That shit is not for him. He wouldn't even know what to do with a vagina if it was put right in his freaking nose. All right. Listen, a man can procreate, but there's such a thing as accidental discharge. So I'm pretty sure that Rian Johnson is capable. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be long, and it doesn't necessarily need to function right. But if he has an accidental discharge, I'm pretty sure the man can fucking procreate. You tell me how I'm supposed to enjoy The Last freaking Jedi when 15 minutes in, I'm watching Luke Skywalker drink cum from some weird thing, and Rage is like, I'm pretty sure Leia wanted to laugh some of that too, but when she saw Luke enjoy it, she's like, I don't know, are men supposed to enjoy that?
Well, the look on her face on that, it's like, you know, it's like she's disgusted. I think that look is actually Daisy really going
genuine.
What?
Yeah.
Right?
The fuck did just happen?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
When Mark Hamill looks up and winks, there's such a fuck you to Rian Johnson. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. I dropped an F-bomb. I'm sorry.
Yeah, these two clowns talk worse than that, so don't worry about it.
Oh, believe me. First of all,
Believe us.
you guys should check the chat. I uploaded the complete photo of what I created just for late.
Mm-hmm. Better make those new icons.
No, the icon
Which
is actually
chat?
This chat, the Hangout chat.
Oh.
We'll put it in the Fan Caste chat. The one with everybody else in it.
I need permission. No, he posted a link to a Google Drive. He doesn't need, you know, all 9,000 of our listeners sending him a request to access the file.
Mm-hmm.
9,000 of our friends, whatever.
Yeah, that's a fucking stretch.
Which pick? Yeah, see, put it. All right, I've requested permission, so give me permission, and I'll put it on my server, and I'll put it in the chat.
You know, fuck it. I'm just gonna send it to you on the Fan Caste chat.
That's what I just said. Didn't I just say that?
Well,
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? And now you're listening to me.
Sorry, I didn't think it would be this freaking hard. You know, it's
Yes.
not like
We're a bunch
But
of
anyway, screw The Last Jedi. Because we're going to talk about Last Jedi. I got to talk about the one thing that pisses me off is the damn bombers. That's right. I'm talking about the bombers again.
Yeah.
And like, if he really, really, really wanted that exact design to work, I swear the vertical section of the ship should not have been a bomb bay. It should have been like lasers and all. It should have been like an AC-130, but for Star Wars. The gun should have been fixed forward, and they would have been firing some heavy shit to push back the enemy fleet. That's the only way that design can work.
Do you think that RJ knows anything about that? I mean, you know, when you look at how Lucas understood, he basically showed the guys that created all the space battles footage from World War II, the fighter bomber, the fighters and all that, and the bombers. That's why it looked so good, is because it looked like actual combat. RJ has no effing clue. I mean, this guy.
There you go.
This is a guy who, did the cannabis thing and then did some sort of animal rights announcement about how bad horse racing is.
Mm-hmm.
I own a racehorse. I have friends that race them. They're better taken care of than your own kids are.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, shut the F up.
I mean, like, I don't even own horses, and I would know that's something, like, logical. Like, if they're a racehorse, you gotta take care of them. It's like a finely tuned animal. You're not just gonna treat it like shit and expect it to work right.
Yeah, they're athletes, and they're fed the best of the best. They're fed pure alfalfa, which is nothing but protein to a thoroughbred, which makes them cuckoo. And they're fed the best grain, the best supplements, everything. They're basically massaged, given baths every day. When they're not on the racetrack, they're walked. They get, it's like that horse is treated better than your girlfriend is, and your girlfriend's a feminazi, and she is. She's older than him. If you look up Ryan Johnson's girlfriend, she'll scare you.
Oh shit!
All right,
I gotta look that up. I gotta look it up.
She's got to be at least 50 years older, but she looks like she's 65.
I'm sure Dion would hit that though, as long as it's white.
Oh, I just realized what you did to the T-shirt, you jackass.
Oh, you tease it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's the other thing. I keep cutting in and out every time I get. What's stupid is I have to click save the settings and it's correct. Then I click save and then it works.
Oh man!
But
I
what?
wanted to surprise you, Dad.
But what?
No, I was gonna say too. Speaking of watching the whole, watching footage and knowing something, the fucking what pisses me off too is the new stormtroopers. They're blasters. They have the mil-spec basically collapsible stock now, but the thing is, it already had a stock. It had a folding stock because they were basing off the Sterling rifle, the Sterling submachine gun.
Yeah.
So, but and then I looked at a toy that they were selling at Best Buy, and I'm like, my brother, I told him, like, Jacob, this thing has 2 fucking stocks. How stupid are they not to make, that they missed that? That just goes to show you too. That's another small piece of show that they just didn't care because now this gun has 2 stocks and only one's going to be able to work.
Yeah. Well, it's just, the lack of concentration. I look at it as apathy. They thought they could do whatever they wanted with very little, and we would all come back to watch it, and trash the OT characters, and we'd be like, fine, okay, no, that's not how it works, and Disney, I think, is realizing something right now, that you can't turn Star Wars into Disney. All right, it doesn't. It's not going to work that way, and I think Iger suddenly realizing that you have to let Star Wars be Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta let it. Luke be Luke, Han be Han, Leia be Leia, Anakin Vader be him, Obi-Wan be Obi. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't change the past. And I have a feeling we're going to see them after Episode 9 comes out and doesn't make $500 million. And I'm going very conservative on that. I have my secret squirrel says 600 million. Hollywood doesn't think it'll make that.
You mean gross or net?
Gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be what, another that'd be almost 50% drop from The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and well, think about it. It's going up head to head the first weekend against Jumanji.
Yeah, but can Sony have lightning strike twice? That's the thing that with Jumanji. I don't know anything about the new Jumanji movie, but I'm like, is it supposed to be a sequel or?
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, parents are taking their kids, Christmas weekend. What movie do you want to see? Do you want to see Jumanji 2 or?
Right. I mean, that other one was good.
Star Wars, the Death.
Or this thing that exists called Star Wars.
Right. Star Wars, the final chapter.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the kids will say, "I want to see Jumanji too."
Mhm.
You know, and I really think that's what's going to happen. You know, there's so much good they could have done with this if they'd have just done it right, and they just, you know, totally, you know. First off, and I am going to say something that's going to be very controversial, dear prequel haters. Part of this is your fault.
Yep.
If you had kept your mouth
Yes,
shut,
true that.
if they had just been a little bit more intelligent about the way they went about their ire about this,
Mhm.
we would not be having this trouble because Lucas never would have sold out to Disney.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, I
that
really,
took several years after the prequels were out too. I mean, I didn't like the Phantom Menace, and I decided, yeah, I'm really not. The prequels aren't mine. But people liked them. They did well. The movies did well.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
this is
because
the
they
thing
were
I don't
Star Wars.
understand. This is what I don't understand because okay, I was not a Star Wars fan, but I did watch the prequels when they. I didn't watch the first one, Phantom Menace, when they debuted, but I did watch Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith when they debuted in theaters. And while some people didn't like it, didn't care for Star Wars, but they did enjoy the movie experience and just watching the scenes. Yeah, I know Lake feels a certain way about a certain lightsaber duel with a certain little green midget flying around, but
It was a jumping bean. Get it right.
wait, he was my people.
Damn straight he was. Look how short he
my
was.
God.
Your peoples are short.
Oh my God,
There's a
Grandma.
little fun fact for you, Late. We are short people. We can be
Well,
short sometimes. I mean, we got your tall ones. I'm not saying there's not tall ones, but you'd be surprised how many short ones you run into down here.
Well, my future wife.
Let him finish his point. We'll be here all night.
Okay, fine. All right, come on, you know you like the shit.
No, finish it.
All right.
You, LMP.
The thing was, I didn't hate the prequels. I thought they were, the only really reason when we started hating the prequels was kind of like when, like, let's say mainstream media, like when other things like Simpsons and stuff like that were making fun of it. That's when we kind of started hating the prequels.
Yeah,
and
that's what started it. And now you've got, I mean, even now I'll say something about the prequels, and I'll have some obnoxious anonymous fanboy, who looks like Jay Sherman, and if you've ever seen The Critic, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
I know.
saying something shitty about George Lucas, it's like, oh, did George Lucas ruin your childhood too? I mean,
right.
He wrote, they were his stories, and when you watch the story unfold, it's a good story. Okay, I can forgive a mistake here and there. I mean, Jar Jar got a little bit, but I tolerate him. But I gotta tell you, man, the sequels, the TFA was mediocre. It was written in too much of a hurry because Disney and Kathleen Kennedy wanted it done now, and there's controversy about how that happened. Then you get to TLJ, and it's like, I hate everything about this. This is horrible. This is, I mean, Vice Admiral Gender Studies. Oh.
Damn, we want to go about with her shit.
She does not belong in Star Wars. She looks, the character design alone does not scream Star Wars. Nobody can tell me, well, it makes sense. No. First of all, I may be a weeb that's a cultural weeb when it comes to Star Wars, but I can kind of tell you, hey, that looks like a Star Wars character. Or hey, this kind of looks like a Star Wars team. That does not look anything like she belongs in that universe.
No, she's a feminist, LGBTQ,
projection,
XYZ avatar that was created by somebody. If you ever see pictures of Claudia Gray, you'll know that she's her avatar, and it makes me sick.
Well, she design wise, she looks like a first season Next Generation character. Not what she did, but just the look alone is when the early season of TNJ when they had almost no budget because they weren't even sure if this was going to survive.
Yeah. And she's just, and then you got Rose Tico, and it's like, you know what? You get this beautiful Asian girl, you dress her up like a potato sack with a horrible haircut, you give her a horrible character, and we're all supposed to love it.
She's the guardian of the escape pods.
Yeah. Okay. And then you've got
I've been tasing people all day.
Yeah, yeah. Then you've got the trashing of Finn, the trashing of Poe, the trashing of I don't even know what Ray was doing. I was like, what?
Well, I don't know. Finn, other than his lightsaber duel, with the stormtrooper, most of the time he was just a comedic, buffoon. I think Ryan just kind of amped that part up a little too much.
He had potential, and Ryan set it on fire.
Yeah.
And Poe, who was standing for Han, so Leia slaps him.
Yeah. Right.
And I really got somebody today with that one.
What they did with Poe was just horrible.
Yeah, and then you got the Canto Bight, social justice, Maoist doctrine lecture.
Maoist? Where'd the Maoism come in?
Oh, it was when you heard what she was saying about.
Oh, about the capitalism, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know what?
Yeah. They make money from war, basically.
I guess Ryan's got a copy of the old Little Red Book, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll gladly learn the Gospel of Marx any day.
Go look up his girlfriend, and you'll understand why.
All right, so that's the third time you've mentioned it. It's time to find out.
You look it up, Ryan.
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan John. We cut off your Johnson.
Boyfriend.
Girlfriend.
That would be more appropriate.
It's ma'am.
That one is on.
I've seen his name on 4chan lists for child buggerers. And that's true.
Oh, somebody's face swapped the two of them on a picture. Oh, that's too funny.
Isn't she just attractive?
Wait a minute. He's shorter than G. Gordon Levitt? Or Gordon G. Levitt, or whatever that guy's name is from Third Rock?
Third Rock from the Sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. What's this guy, 5'2"?
He's a widow.
So I can step on him.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
My dog can step on him.
Jason Gordon Levitt. That's the guy's name, right?
I guess. Does it matter?
Have you seen her yet? She looks like a garbage can.
Emily Blunt's taller.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What happened to her? She looks like she ran into something.
Yeah.
The wall.
Well, here's another picture of her.
The wall that Trump's going to build.
She's really short.
Actually, no, look up the wall.
Hey,
she comes from the future.
We keep talking, but every once in a while we talk about, I thought Obama built the wall. He spent 10 times as much money, and we don't have a wall yet.
No.
I'm going to say this. She looks like the perfect match for Ryan.
Yeah,
they look like the perfect couple.
Yeah, and she's a huge feminist activist.
And I don't mean that sarcastically. They do meant Dustin for one another.
Yeah, and
I bet she pegs him.
She gives
probably
him
peg your golden retriever. I wouldn't let her near my dog. I wouldn't let her near my horse. Well, Kay would kick her ass. So
here, I'm gonna post it in the chat as apparently if I post as the fan cast, things get it. Yeah, Grim Falcon's been messaging right along. I don't know if it was Red Letter Media that started but I remember. See, here's my conspiracy theory about the prequels. People, they were okay. My kids liked them when they were little, but they really didn't have a lasting flavor. They went out, and I think there were some people that wanted Lucas to give it up, and I don't know if it was Disney or not, but I'm going to say it was Disney working through some of their operatives that started the whole prequel backlash hate that got him to finally sell it.
You know what? I think that you're right. And guess what? Now he's back. He's helping JJ.
Well, there might be something to your theory. And it's actually a topic that we were going to bring up sometime today.
Well, bring it up, man. I mean, for the show or just for giggles?
No,
okay.
A little bit of everything.
All
and
right.
We were discussing it how you know how we would discuss a couple, what was it, like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, we discussed about how R. Kelly was getting Me Too'd out of that documentary that came out recently.
Yeah.
At some hippie festival. Well, the thing is that they're trying to do the same thing with Michael Jackson again. It's like the poor guy can never catch a break with all these allegations. And supposedly the accusers have and this director who's supportive of the accusers came out with this documentary, basically trying to slanderize Michael and everything. And listen, whatever the people's opinions are in it, as far as we know, like Dave Chappelle said it best, only 3 people know what happened those days: the little boy, Michael, and God.
Well, he's not going to have his day in court. Michael's kind of, dead.
Exactly. But the point was, and this was actually a bit, if you watch this video called Michael Jackson Mythos done by Razorfist. And
you saw that one too?
Yeah, that was a great video. And then he's done a good follow-up video regarding Michael Jackson and the allegations. But specifically that Mythos one, why I mention it, is because in it, he talks about how Michael was having some contract issues with Sony at the time, right around the time the allegations happened. And what ended up happening was they wanted not only they wanted him, but they also wanted what he had, which was the access to the Beatles and the Elvis library. Something that Michael did not want them to have. One, because he didn't want them to have too much power over him, but also to not become like a monopoly. Imagine what having the rights to that can do for a company like Sony. So the whole thing was that Sony remained pretty distant from Michael when the allegations came out, not because of bad press, but, and this is a theory that he more or less has a lot of evidence to support it. Just the pieces fit so well that they did not want him to have that. They wanted him to basically lose the case or basically lose all his money, so that he would have no choice but to sell those music libraries, and ultimately they would be be the owners of it. So eventually they ended up getting their way. Michael died, and one of the things he said is that he does hold Sony accountable in part for his death, for all the crap that they put him through. So it's not to say that your theory is wrong, but there might be a lot of weight to what you said, especially what he said. And if you think about it, you can't put it past these companies to do something scumbag like that.
No,
you can't.
No, especially not Disney.
The thing about it is, Lucas was never popular in Hollywood. They love him and they hate him. If you go back and look at his struggles to be independent, I mean, he is the one that created the independent film industry. When I think it was The Empire Strikes Back, you have to see the documentary Empire of Dreams. The scroll at the beginning of each movie. Directors Guild didn't like it. They wanted to see credits. Lucas said, I want the scroll. They said, you can't have the scroll. He left the Directors Guild, the Writers Guild. I think there's a producers consortium or something, and something else. He became completely independent of all those people. And he is, now they say he's the second richest, wealthiest celebrity after, I think, Oprah or somebody. I think he should be first. I think if he'd kept Lucasfilm and just said, I want to make my sequels, he would be first by a long shot, because we would have gone to see it, and there would have been a story that we could actually understand then, Instead, we've got Disney's half-ass shit, and then Rian Johnson. And I know Bob Iger hates Rian Johnson too. I mean,
Does anybody like Rian Johnson?
No.
No, not even the gay community.
No, I mean, no.
I mean, that was a lie, but still.
I mean, the guy is. I don't get. I mean, his relationship with Kathleen Kennedy, I don't understand. I mean, you think a woman who hung out with a lot of powerful guys would be like, okay, I can deal with this. She can't deal with an alpha male.
She can.
I mean, she just, I mean, which doesn't say a lot for Frank Marshall, by the way. It's like, you let her walk all over you. We all know this.
And high heels, no less.
Yeah. Oh, her wear high heels?
Yeah.
How dare you say that? Felonia Von Pantsuit wears proper loafers. She does not wear heels. I guarantee she's never worn heels in her life. I mean,
you gotta have something in that inventory. At some point, she has to go on a power trip. He has to break them out every now and then.
Well, she's just. I mean, you know what heels do? They make you look taller, and they make you. They hurt your feet. So, you don't wear them a lot. Trust me.
All right, I'll
Yeah.
have to go on that challenge one day.
Oh God, shut up. There he goes, the sex puns, and here he goes.
Oh boy.
Oh God, late hates it when I make these jokes every night.
But anyway, you know,
Another dad.
You know, that's why she wouldn't hire a Ridley Scott to do the trilogy, all 3 movies. Could you imagine how good they would have been?
No, who were the people? Who were the directors that she fired? That was one of them, and wasn't there another one too?
No, she didn't. She never even. She would Ridley Scott. Oh my God, those 2.
Oh yeah, no, he wouldn't work for her for
No, he
He'd
would.
tell her
$1
to fuck off.
Yeah, he would. I mean, he'd tell her.
Who's eating the microphone again?
Was it me? Didn't she fire that one guy? What was he? The guy who directed Jurassic World.
She fired Colin Trevorrow because he had Luke alive and he was pissed off. She fired Lord Miller, but I think they were the wrong hire anyway, so I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
She fired Gareth Edwards during the editing process of Rogue One.
Well, they reshot 45% of the movie with a different director and a different. They also fired the music director. They hired a music director to finish off Rogue One.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've gathered,
she's hired more. So basically, she's fired everybody but Ryan and JJ.
Yeah, she can't fire JJ because.
Well, and she didn't fire Opie, but he finished off, solo.
Yeah, Opie I think did it because it was.
He finished off solo.
I feel so sorry for him for that. I would have said, no, I'm not going to save your ass on this.
Shit, I know,
seriously.
right? You should have told her, like, no.
Oh, you want me to go on a rant? All right, here, I'll go on a rant.
Go ahead.
The script sucks. All right, the script sucked. I've read the spoilers. It just, oh, Jesus. Oh. Then they hire the discount Hobbit to play Han Solo. Okay.
Discount Hobbit? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, we put some hair on his on the back of his palms or something like that. Yeah, you might be right.
When you look at Alden Ehrenreich, do you get any swashbuckling, tall, lanky, the hair.
He would be like that guy that's like talking shit, like, yeah, I want to get in the action and stuff, and he's the first one that dies.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so eager to get in.
And what pisses me off, and here's another thing I've come to find out was true, because John Kasdan, Pandolando, the idiot who wrote the script and then announced to everybody in the world that Lando's Calrissian's pansexual. Billy D. Williams, how do you feel about that now? Not good, right? I heard this before, but then Kasdan basically admitted they had hired a guy named Anthony Ingruber.
Yep.
Who
looks like Harrison. Yeah.
Looks like Harrison Ford, sounds like Harrison Ford, moves like Harrison Ford. To play Han. I mean, they were giving him they literally had the contract out. When Spielberg swooped in and said, well, my accountant's son really wants the role, and he's a really good friend of my daughter, so can you just give Alden the role? And Kathy's like, sure, Steven. So basically, the guy that Harrison Ford said, I want him to do this role. Anthony Ingruber got screwed over for this person. Okay? And it's like, really? Really? I don't.
I need to hear this again. This was Spielberg's idea?
Yeah, he was Spielberg's guy. It's another Shia LaBeouf.
Whoa, interesting.
And it's interesting. Go on Alden Ehrenreich's IMDb page, and there's no new projects.
Oh no, yeah.
He thought, he was gonna make it big, just like Harrison Ford did playing Han Solo. Dude, you're not Harrison Ford. That's why he made it big. He got the role that showed everybody he's actually that guy. All right? And all you did was shrink the role from mega character to dwarf. In the mountains of Moriah, in the mines of Moriah, whatever they call that.
Oh, the mines of Moriah.
Moria. The Lonely Mountain.
The Mines of Moria. No, the Lonely Mountain. Okay, look, if you're going to start doing Tolkien, then I'm going to have to start correcting everybody.
All right,
No.
thank
Those are
you.
two different places.
I
Hey,
know
but-
they're two different places. Damn it, I know that.
But speaking of bombers, Eugene Thatcher posted a I guess it's a poster of the bomber. It's justify the stupidity is the
Okay.
question.
God.
Let
Don't
me
start with the bombers.
I got a conspiracy theory. in my-
when a B-24 Liberator going over the Ploeste oil fields moves faster than a Star Wars ship.
You know you fucked up.
You got a problem. You got a problem.
Anyway, LMP, did you get your answer?
Okay, so let me say something. I think I have a bit of a conspiracy, and I'm glad that Stephanie informed me that it was Spielberg of all people that made the decision, and that Kathleen probably was like, "Yes, Spielberg," like with her little fluff in her eyes or something like that. But it's a movie that Spielberg directed a while back. I don't think it's really his best work. Some people call it a fucking masterpiece. I think it was just LARPing simulator gone wrong.
Oh God, don't say it.
Yes, Ready Player One. It is a fucking LARP simulator of a movie. I tell you what. But the thing is that if you read, I don't know, but there's some things about that movie that strike me as odd. Like that was supposed to be a big middle finger to somebody. I just didn't understand who. And most of it was, and then if you know more or less the plot is that basically there was this creator of this vast open world video game, fantasy world. Sounds kind of familiar. He created the project independently with some people. He sold his project over to the white slavers, if you will. There was a guy who was once an intern, basically fought his way to the top, became the president of everything, kind of has attitude issues, is a bit of a cuck himself. Well, that might not necessarily mean it's anybody in particular, but take that as you will. And basically, one of the things was that when the creator died, and he programmed his personality into the game, the thing about it was that he wanted to find someone that would take over the game and continue his vision. He always felt guilty and remorse about selling his vision over to people who never understood it and ended up corrupting it. And I was like, wait a second. It can't be. It can't be. No way.
You know what? You're going to make me cry because that's exactly what it is.
And then you gave me the piece, Stephanie, that I needed to validate this fucking theory. He wanted Solo to fail. He needed an end. He needed something that would basically bring it all down and start seeing the cracks form. They put up a dam of their own.
Yeah. Yo, I want to say this. Do you realize that George Lucas owns enough stock and with Fox to take Lucasfilm away from them?
If he does, I'm just waiting for the day. I am waiting for the day.
I don't know if he'll do it, but if I was Disney, I'd be like, you know what? We want him here. We want him to fix this. What they should do is let him have control of Lucasfilm again. They can have their little theme park, but let him fix what they broke. Everybody make money. The fans will be happy, and bring in people who aren't apathetic, who want to be there. I would love to be there. I've got so many ideas of fixing what was broken. I mean, let me do something. It's like, God, I could do a fan film, a Han Solo origin fan film that would make more money than Solo did.
I'm pretty sure that, and again, it's not that really what it is that you got all these people, and I always keep saying this. Why do people praise this whole inclusivity nonsense when the reality is you can't just force people to like something? You got to let them kind of come to it on their own. Yeah. People are going to enjoy Star Wars if they're naturally inclined to join it. And I understand from a business standpoint, they're just trying to hit every demographic out there so that they could make more profit off of it. And if you have, I don't know if you guys ever watched the movie The Condemned, which was that Austin movie made by WWE. But the thing about that movie was that the main villain of the movie, he basically wanted to broadcast like a battle royale fight to the death scenario thing all across the world, and he made it this thing where he wanted to have like a diverse cast, like he wanted to have Mexicans, Africans, Americans, Australians, people from all over, so that he could market it to the world and they can have like their guy to cheer. This is basically what a lot of businesses and a lot of these big corps think. Like, oh, hey, we need to hit every demographic out there so so that people can go ahead and watch our movies. So we need a guy like Finn in the movie so that we can appeal to the black demographic. We need a female demographic, so let's put Rose Tico, Ray, and Kylo Ren, so we can have some eye candy for them.
Oh God,
clever! You're clever, LMP. Clever.
Yeah. Adam Driver's not eye candy. He is. Oh.
Well, he wants to kiss her naughty bits.
Well, listen, I'm pretty sure that compared to everything else in that movie, he is the eye candy.
Mark Hamill with the beard and mustache is more attractive. Trust me, honey.
Well, listen, I don't watch these movies to swoon over the guys or anything like that. Hey, and Padme was like the hottest chick that I remember watching in the Star Wars movie. Again, I don't remember the originals too well, so I know you guys are gonna be like, "Well, what about Leia?" And I'm gonna say, "Well, listen, I don't remember them like that. I remember her like that." So Padme, all I want to tell you is this: I'm pretty sure a much better story would have been Padme slept with Obi-Wan. Anakin find out, and that's why he became Darth Vader, because he fucking saw them in the act.
No, that's not what happened. You
no,
guys
that's
knew
what should have happened.
No. Lucas doesn't think like that.
It should have happened, and he would have searched his
feelings. He's just being an asshole.
I know he is. No, I mean, it's like when I look at Adam Driver, I think character actor Lon Chaney, a face for radio. And
maybe
if you ever look at him when he has his hair pulled back away from his ears, you will see airplane flaps.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge. They are.
Again, I don't look at him because I could care two shits about him. He seems like a pretty okay dude, but like I said, this is the problem.
I used to think that, but that video where Ryan Johnson calls Mark Hamill an Emma, a mother, somebody else pipes in, and John Boyega gets a lot of crap for being that person. It wasn't him; it was Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't forgive him for that. He is a former Marine. I'm a Marine colonel's wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I get to wear my sergeant major stripes. Young man, you stand here. You explain to me what you just said. Do you know who you're talking to? Do you understand the problem that we're all now having now? I would dress his ass down. I would fuck him up.
Damn, Adam Driver. Coming for you, baby.
Yeah, I would. No, anyway, you want to know why? I don't agree with Mark Hamill much on politics, but I respect him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I admire him. I respect him. It's like.
Hey, David Applegate's I'm sorry.
All right.
David Applegate's in the chat.
Hi, David.
Adam Driver is the product of plastic surgery.
Oh, man. I was trying to be nice to the guy.
Adam Driver needs. There's another YouTuber, way bigger one than me, who calls him Mule Face. I'm not gonna say who it is. EBS.
But he loves his pie.
Yes, he does. I love EBS. He's like my brother. Yep. He's like my little brother.
Yeah, he's 6 years younger than we are.
Yeah, isn't that just sad?
Yeah.
That's
a lie, and you know it.
Right. Yeah. Slave, you are 1,000 years old, at least more.
Only 1,000. Okay.
More than 1,000. I'll just be a nice.
Slave was around when him and God were still constructing the alphabet.
I don't know what I was doing.
Sorry, David. I didn't see you come in. I start scrolling back, and he's been here a while. Just got home and saw you're still on. Yep, we're still on. But anyway.
Yeah, we're still on. But
I think we're still on the first topic. No.
Yeah,
no. Stephanie is trashing Adam Driver. Go ahead. I want to hear more.
No, I'm done. I'm done. In fact,
no.
I'll tell you something, guys. I don't know what time it is, but I'm turning into a pumpkin right now. So
yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so I'm all right. So I'm not old, but yeah. I do need to get some sleep because we've got a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. I've got.
Oh man.
Hey, do you before you go, do you want to briefly cover the fun you're having with Twitter or?
Yeah. Anyway, my old account got suspended. I appealed it about 1 million times, and they won't listen to me. And the reason why is because I defended the kids in the Maja hats. And what's interesting to me,
woman.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is the woman that I verbally assaulted, and I did that. But she said a hell of a lot worse about them than I ever said about her. But because she's a leftist and has a blue check, she got away with it.
Yeah.
So, and there's other things going on right now, and I just, I mean, I also think that I've got the parasites at Lucasfilm trying to find me everywhere I go because they hate me, and when they get fired, I'll be very happy, and they know it. They know it. I mean, they will see me gloating.
Like the HuffPo journalist that got let go last week. Yeah, there was another one today that it's announced they're reducing staff like 15%. I forget who it was, but it was another one of those SJW run.
HuffPo.
Oh, they need to learn how to code already.
Because I saw James Woods commented on it.
Yeah, it was BuzzFeed's gonna collapse.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed's gone.
BuzzFeed has cancer.
About ready to crash and burn.
Yeah.
And what I find interesting is Breitbart still keeps rolling along.
Yeah.
Even
though Milo's gone.
Well,
whatever about
Milo, I think if Andrew was still alive, he would have reined Milo in and said, you can't.
Yeah.
He had a way of doing that. I mean, I'm friends with Dana Lash, and Andrew had a way of dealing with people that got you to kind of go, okay, maybe I need to dial it back a little bit here, and I really think Andrew would have pulled him back, and we would still be seeing him on Twitter and Milo on Twitter and everything, and we'd be laughing at people being all pissed off at him. A gay conservative. It's like, do you know how many of those I know? Really?
A white guy who likes black guys.
Yeah.
And according to the census, we're supposed to have the president like in the 2060 something, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's I don't mind getting into a debate with somebody, but when you pull the plug on free speech just because you didn't like the nasty things somebody said about you, but you get to say the same thing back to them and not have any repercussions, that is BS. And that is why one of these days we're going to wake up and find Twitter has either had the plug pulled because they lost a court case, or they've been dissolved and now it's about 75 different companies. Because and I'm sorry, you know what? If that happens, I'll be very happy.
I'd be happy.
I like 5 different companies idea better, and just kind of like see like a broken down version of a Twitter version of Yugoslavia or something like that happening.
Yeah, Yugoslavia. That's what I was just thinking too. Yugoslavia all over again.
If you guys are too young to remember Ma Bell,
I'm probably too young for that. I don't know.
When they took the antitrust suit to the Bell Telephone, which basically ran the phone network. And this is why we have Verizon, Comcast, AT&T, and you name it. This is
and all the baby bells too. I mean,
baby bells. Yeah,
they've been slowly rejoining all of that stuff. But I think now too, with the way the internet is, it's kind of phones are going in a different direction. So
yeah, and
we got dumb shit like WhatsApp now.
So it's going to be interesting because there are quite a few lawsuits.
Gotta get my nudes somehow.
There are quite a few lawsuits going on antitrust, and basically what they're using is there's a bias, and there is a bias, and we'll see what happens. But they had Jack from Twitter up in front of Congress, and the Senate wasn't too happy with him. And we'll see. I mean, you get that in front of the first district court in D.C., and they might say, hey, you know what? You're violating people's free speech. You're showing bias. This is and there isn't any competition here. You're a monopoly. So sorry, you lose, and because they are. I mean, there are other places you could go, but they can't compete right now. And that's BS as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
And anyway, so I'm gonna rock.
Okay.
So far so good. everything's okay on the other one. I did have a problem. Somebody using personal pictures of me today, all upset that I was back. And I'm like, I reported them. A bunch of other people reported them too. So hopefully this person got suspended. But we'll see. My thing is this: I don't care what your rules are. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stalk this person. She said something horrible about some boys for, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I went after her. I went after her like their mother would go after her, their big sister. And I was the bad one. Bite me, okay? So as Jen Urso said, this is a rebellion, isn't it? I rebel.
God, that is such a lame line. It's like I wanted to slap her across the face. I was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up! Don't even start."
I loved it because you know why? That was something I would say. I rebel. What do you want me to do?
Right, but the context was, I hated it.
The context was,
yeah.
But that I still like that movie better than.
Oh yeah, that movie's way better than all the other shit. It's the battle scare for me. That's what I love.
Yeah, and I liked her relationship with her dad. I thought that was really great. I thought that her and her dad, that was a really poignant, very Star Warsy kind of thing to have in there. But anyway, and of course, every scene Vader was in.
Yep.
Oh, it was so cool.
Careful not to choke on your aspirations, director. I love that part. I do like that part.
Oh yeah, and then at the end when the soldiers are sitting there going what, and all of a sudden you see the lightsaber ignite. It's so freaking cool. And then it's like, you've never seen Vader like that ever. Even fighting Luke, he was never that loose. It was like, holy crap, Atoli. And then at the end, I cried because, Leia and Carrie Fisher is one of my favorite people on the planet. Now, I don't even want to go into what I was doing when she died. I was on my way to see my horse, and my husband texted me, said she passed away, and my horse got the brunt of it. I cried and cried and cried on her neck. Kay's whole side of her neck was like soaking wet. She's looking at me going, what is your problem? And it's just, no, it was, that was terrible. That was just, I'll never forget it. I never will. I was stuck in traffic when I heard. And anyway, so, all right, I'm going to rock because I'm getting tired and I got stuff I got to do tomorrow.
All right, then.
So,
come back, please.
Thanks for joining us, Stephanie.
I love you right now.
Yeah, and this time around, we're going to have two people for the Hall of Fame, and so Stephanie has chosen Harrison Ford for the other half, and we'll get to the other side as we wrap up.
Very appropriate.
Don't worry, Lane. I know who you want to add to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
No, you don't.
All right.
But thank you very much.
I understand.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night. Have fun tonight, okay?
Oh, we will.
All right. Good night.
Always.
All right. Peace out.
See ya.
Later. So, Labe, by any chance, would this happen to be like your waifu character on the thumbnail this week?
No.
That's a lie, and you know it.
We still have to give him the clickbait picture, but I'll say let's just wait till the next episode then.
We're
talking about alt-right Pinochet girl.
Oh, that one too.
Oh, wait, I know what the other one you talk about, poolside.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I guarantee you that's at least 200 views right there.
That's at least a bunch of anime fans clicking just to hear us talking shit on them. Don't worry, anime people, we love you. I am possibly the least qualified to be Weeble King, but believe me, we could use your.
I gave you that title, and it's yours.
Well, and it's funny because you probably know more about anime than I do.
Exactly, that's the point. That's the fucking point.
That's the whole. Well, see, I'm kind of glad now that I understood the joke. Listen, listen. Unlike you, I'm full Mexican, so that means I'm full retarded. So you gotta excuse me a little bit.
What happened to Frank though?
He got warped to another reality.
He didn't respond or anything late.
No.
Oh well.
He said he had to be off. You know, we wanted to make sure to wrap up on time, and then he didn't. He didn't
show up
at all.
Probably.
What a bastard.
And I forgot to introduce you as Badass McGeary.
I forgot myself. So whatever.
Yeah, they're lost without me. Admit it.
Yep.
We are.
And we didn't even talk about meme Shaggy.
Yeah, let's do that because the dog's
Oh,
gonna
no.
wrestle, so we don't have too much longer before I gotta
Okay.
duck out a dodge.
All right, first of all, you're not gonna do that tonight, Dad. You be making some weird sounds, and me and the wife don't like that. It ruins the moment.
Kurt Russell.
Shit.
I know one of these days, Leif is gonna try to kill me in my sleep.
I love me some Kurt Russell.
Who's watching Kurt Russell?
I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta
Bottom up.
find Stephanie's channel too and put it in the description. She does have her own YouTube channel, so
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look.
It's more successful than ours, and we will somehow magically double her subscriber count.
I like your enthusiasm.
Well, listen, guys. Like I always said, I think one of the best things about us. Wait, which one is that? Dozer?
That's Toby and Dozer wrestling.
Toby, come here, boy. Never mind. Anyways, so one of the good things about us having like 0 subscribers is that I think we're so low under the radar. We can say almost about anything, and YouTube will never pick us up.
Mm-hmm. As
So
always.
let's use that to our advantage, gentlemen.
Yeah, because fuck the Shaggy meme. I don't care. It's so dumb. It just came out of nowhere. For me, I was like, what the hell is this? And then it just existed.
Well, the thing with the Shaggy meme, I don't know the exact origin of it, but I do know that meme has been around for like at least over a year. And what started the and what ended up essentially starting the meme was that, and again, this goes back to something I love and simultaneously hate right now, and that's Dragon Ball, but Super. In that Goku became Ultra Instinct, and that was like the whole meme thing. White hair, white aura, kicking ass and everything. I call it already what I called it. And basically, there was this Scooby-Doo movie. I don't know the exact name of the movie, but there's a scene on YouTube where Shaggy beats up a bunch of bikers. So the joke is that he went Ultra Instinct. And I think what ended up happening was that people ran with that joke. And recently, they started making all these like Shaggy memes about like not even using 1% of his power. Again, that joke has been done to death in numerous animes. Not even.
Yeah, I bet. But now all of a sudden, people are catching on to it. Shaggy.
Well, and the thing is that it's like when we did the Harambe meme. At least Harambe was a real life living being, and people understood why that became such a meme. And it was
he ain't real life no more, is he?
Well, his legacy lives on through his sister Leslie Jones. But
oh shit.
Well, listen, you can't deny family, Leslie. You just can't. Not even for Hollywood, you freaking leftists. Anyways, nobody's heard the last part.
What was the last part?
Good. Anyways, so the whole thing with the Shaggy meme is that basically now I think people have just run with it to the point that it's like absurd. Like you killed the joke within the span of a week. You killed the joke.
Right. It was. It's already dead. Like fuck it.
And
the only thing I got a kick out of was that whole joke where it's like, yeah, I used to throw people into other dimensions and they'd be all miserable, and then they come back and realize no time has passed. That's the only one I liked, but that was it.
But see, it's like the difference between this and the Chuck Norris facts was that the Chuck Norris facts, at least there was like some variety to them. It's like after a while, the Shaggy memes were basically the same thing over and over again. Oh, if they even like 1% of my power, they'll die. Or like, see, that's not funny anymore. There was variety with the Chuck Norris facts. There was different facts. Everything wasn't about, oh, hey, if he's within my line of vision, they automatically die. So it's like you kind of killed the potential of the meme, and they took it a step further by petitioning to NetherRealm Studios to add him to Mortal Kombat 11 as a guest character. And I think that's where the joke died. It's like, okay, listen, we get it. We all love a good joke. We like fucking around with some memes, and we like, you know, taking characters out of context every now and then, because sometimes, you know what, it is interesting. There is a little life to it, and it would be like, hey, what if we put a character from Star Wars in Mortal Kombat? Obviously, it really wouldn't work, because who would be like the first character that would ever come to mind that would fit in the Mortal Kombat universe?
Either Darth. Well, there was the Darth Vader Yoda were in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, but it wasn't Mortal Kombat now.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's not like it would be the Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker.
Right. I mean, it probably would be, but think of it like this: would Luke Skywalker ever gore someone to death as a fatality? It just wouldn't.
And
fit.
not only that, he would. How many times you see him fight with his hands?
Exactly.
Either it's a blaster or a lightsaber.
Exactly. So it's something that really wouldn't fit. And on the other hand, when they did the first guest character with Freddy Krueger, as far as I'm aware, the first guest character was him in their series. It made sense, not necessarily as a combater's perspective, but from the whole violence perspective. You see him occasionally just slash at opponents. He has special powers, and he does kill people in some really gruesome but glorious ways. So then, you know, when they added other guest characters like Jason, okay, there's a little humor to it.
I was not in there.
He was not in there?
I was not in there.
Anyways, I know. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. But the whole thing is that, you know, those guys made sense. Now, with people actually suggest, and here's the thing, I'm pretty sure some of the people who suggested Shaggy are just trolling for a good laugh. But I'm pretty sure that people who are serious about it, and it's like, all right, listen, you ran with the joke long enough. It's no longer funny. It's like if I have to suggest another joke that runs its course, it's like there was a meme that lasted for a while too. It was a Simpsons meme, which was the steamed ham meme. You know,
God, that shit.
That was a meme for a while, but that thing died pretty quick too. I think it was only a few months that it lasted.
Yeah, and then I keep seeing all the steamed ham videos on YouTube. Steamed hams, but it's whatever.
But
insert X.
Some of those were really good, and that's the thing. There was at least some creativity put behind it. So that's why that meme like that kind of worked, because they were people that actually put some effort into it. I know there's one of my favorite ones is steamed hams, but it's Metal Gear Solid, and it just feels so right the way they did it. It's like 7 minutes long, and like the cutscenes take forever to load. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly how I would picture Metal Gear Solid and the Steam Hands version. But it's like the Shaggy memes. It's like, all right, you're just putting lines and, you know, taking out of context scenes from like a movie and a few movies, and that's it. So, you know, the meme is dead. People are still trying to beat it, the dead horse. I don't know which part of the horse they're trying to beat to life, but they're trying to beat it all right. And yeah, like you said, fuck the meme. Fuck the Shaggy meme. You kind of ruined one of the best characters out there with a fucking meme. You know, Ron knows.
Hang on.
We're gonna get demonetized.
The what?
Copyright strike eventually.
Yeah, I know.
Are you drunk?
A little.
Okay, that explains it. Anyways, the Shaggy meme, that's late. What do you think?
I have no idea because I haven't seen a single one.
Well, then you are saved. You have not stared into the asshole of hell yet. So
when you stare into does it stare back? Kind of like the abyss?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm looking at my old videos from 2011, 12, and 13 is what all you guys were talking, and the dog's been going absolutely
He wasn't
nuts.
even paying attention to us.
I was paying attention. I was just listening.
Yeah. All right, they want to go out. Go take them out, late.
No, they're playing with they're wrestling and stuff. So I guess my first beer review was Mount Carmel Brown Ale, August 4th, 2013.
You gotta say 1913. Yeah, that was his first review in the 1900s. That was one of my first reviews, 1913.
A review from the days of the Revolutionary War. Like,
so I was reviewing beers even when Prohibition was going on. I was still reviewing.
Well, you see here, the Capone Light here isn't exactly what it's made out to be. Unlike the actual Capone beer, which actually has the foam at the top, This one here has foam all over, so clearly you can tell it has a bad aftertaste.
So that video's been up 5.5 years. It has 173 views.
Wow.
That's how far back the internet, I mean, your channel goes.
It goes back to 2011, man. So, and I did a thing for Mists of Pandaria, How to Tame Kyrix, which was a spider in the Cataclysm expansion for WoW. 2,258 views. And 9 comments. Although on the Mount Carmel one, there are 10 comments and 8 thumbs up. So,
all right. So basically, Late never listened to a damn word that we said.
I was listening to every word you were saying.
No, you
didn't. But they ran Shaggy into the ground with all their stupid meme nonsense.
Yep.
That's a lucky guess.
Yep. But speaking of stupid nonsense, is it so surprising that a cat did better than Brie Larson?
No.
Nope. Because that's the word in the streets and, in the grapevine that everyone's loving the cat the most out of all this new Captain Marvel movie.
So what you're saying is people love the pussy, just not Brie Larson's.
Yep. I wonder if it's like sandpaper. Hers is like sandpaper.
No, I'm pretty sure she's an okay lay. The problem is that there is no... Let's put it like this. You know how people... Kim Kardashian had the sex tape?
Yeah.
But the biggest criticism is that she's just there taking it. Even Mad TV made a joke about that. And it's like, oh, I had a sex tape. And you see her, like, the point of view of, what's his face? Fucking her. And it's like, she's like, oh, yeah. Like, so monotone.
Yeah.
I could imagine Brie Larson doing something like that, where it's like she's reading a book while you're and not because she's loose or anything, but because she cannot feel any sensation down there. I don't know. Maybe she has
to do it in her throat, like deep throat.
Yeah, and there's some people that told me, oh, like you should check out the fappening pics. I did not find anything sexy about them. Like, Jesus, here's a naked woman, and she's not, like, she's a naked woman with some nude leaks and everything. I'm like, okay, you're at best, Brie Larson, maybe a 5, where you're not exactly hot, and you're not exactly ugly. You just barely tip the scales at passable and possibly fabbable, only because we get to see a tit. But other than that, I don't see really the appeal to you. You do not strike me, even face-wise, and this is not to make it just like, oh, hey, LMP's hating on women again because they're ugly. Well, that might be part of it. But this is a pretty big deal of a movie. And this is what I said to Leif about when they had Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, and I know I haven't watched the movie yet, so we'll see how my opinions change of that eventually. But Wonder Woman, to their credit, while I don't agree Gal Gadot was the best choice per se, because she just doesn't scream Wonder Woman, DC at least took what they had with Gal Gadot and followed what is basically hide the negatives, accentuate the positives. Beautiful, gorgeous female. Have the suit tailored to fit her, which was actually a plus. Like, hey, she didn't necessarily have an ass that popped out either. She's a very slim woman. But they tailored that suit to fit to her, to make it look appealing, and in many ways kind of giving her more depth in some ways. Like it was a very good look for her. And whatever your opinions may be of the movie, at least design wise, looking back on it, DC did the smart move with her in regards to how they designed her costume and everything. And she just looked like she had a damn good time with it. Give her more of a personality in the way she speaks, her accent and everything. Maybe I gave it a hard time back then, and I thought DC was understating it, but that was more of a marketing thing, not really her thing.
Yeah, I bet you gave it a hard time.
So whatever. Okay, I gave her a hard time, but I will turn around and say, you know what? At least they tailored to fit it. They made some decent moves with that. Here it's like, okay, we got Brie Larson. First of all, I don't know what else she was in that warrants any type of praise.
Oscar. She was in some movie that made an Oscar or won an Oscar, I think.
Well, here's the thing about the Oscars. They like to suck each other's...
I call it the circle jerk.
We can't even call it a circle jerk because there's nothing to jerk. Maybe finger, but not jerk.
Well, technically, finger is a type of jerking, so.
Well, you're gonna get
still say jerk off.
Well, if we're
I
referring,
mean, we really gonna have this discussion now?
listen.
Apparently, and I was wrong. My actually that was my first one was Rivertown Wit Ale, July 8th, 2013.
You mean 1903?
1903, 94 views. Nobody's watching my videos. I'm coming to your house and stealing your cat.
Still Brie Larson's cat first.
All right.
Get away from us. Anyways, the whole thing with Brie Larson and me is like as a casual moviegoer who.
And you, the way you said that just now, like as if y'all broke up or something.
Yeah. It's that. Listen, what about her in that outfit is appealing? It doesn't seem appealing at all. First of all, my eyes don't waver to any parts of her that say, "Hey, I want a piece of that action," or, "Oh, hey, I can't wait to like." I don't know. At least with Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman outfit, I'd be like, all right, let's lift the back a little bit, and let's have some fun with this. I'll just use the back handle of the sword, to do a little butt play here with you and whatnot. But Loudie's probably enjoying this segment if he's listening right now somewhere. But with Brie, it's like, okay, I see no appeal to the outfit. There's too many videos here and photos out there of you having no ass to fill in that back part. Like, geez, you'd think they would at least try to make that a little more skin tight. Maybe it might look more appealing on you. It don't. You got this. What is it? What's that stupid slogan? Higher, further, faster, or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Like fisting her or something? Higher, further, faster.
Would they be fisting to the wrist?
Yeah, clearly, and clearly you have to use a fist on her because that's probably the only way she feels it.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, she has no like appeal in her face. There's nothing about her face that screams, "Hey, look at me." It's more of like, "Look at me," as opposed to, "Hey, look at me." Like, put some umph in your fucking face, woman. Smile. Put some makeup or something. Actually, she has makeup on, but do something. Appeal to the audience. Nobody wants to see something.
That's the whole point.
But that's
you're missing the whole point.
Yes, I know I'm missing the whole point, and that's why I don't give a shit about movies like this. Just because, it's a Marvel movie, I'm not supposed to go and watch it. I already told people I don't give a shit about it. People are like, "Oh, I'm gonna watch it because it's a superhero movie and it relates to." Yeah, sure. But I haven't watched Doctor Strange yet. I haven't watched Black Panther yet. I haven't watched Wonder Woman yet, and they're all superhero movies.
David gets it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure he does.
It's gender neutral. You're not allowed to have sexual thoughts about women. Only lesbians are allowed to treat girls as sex objects.
Oh, fuck lesbians. They don't even know what they want sometimes.
They're confused. There's no such thing as a real lesbian. I'm saying that right now.
Listen.
I don't know. I've seen some. I've seen someone pick you up with one hand and say, "Get out of here."
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get kicked out one day for that statement, but so fuck it. I don't care. It's not like we're making any money off of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe I'm guilty by association.
Well,
all right, we do need to wrap it up soon. The dogs are getting really rambunctious. And
I don't know. We're going to talk anything else. We talked Shaggy. We talked Michael Jackson. We talked Brie Larson. Stagnation.
We talked about guns. My favorite.
Yeah, for half an hour.
Okay, no disrespect to Stephanie, but you should have showed her the gun you spoke last week.
I know. I was thinking about it. I was like, should I get my AK out? Maybe next time she shows up again.
They talked for half an hour before the show on guns.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Listen, but this is what I like though. This is what I always said about what this show should always be. That we should leave it to be an open forum. It shouldn't always be just the same faces over and over again. We should open this to people who want to come in, and this goes what I was talking about inclusivity later.
Yeah.
I mean earlier.
Well, we got to. The thing is we got to work on a flow because I had to keep interrupting. Stephanie does a lot of videos by herself, so she's not used to a group. Yeah.
True, but if anything, it just was nice to have a little back and forth here. Listen, I interrupted her, but that's just me.
Well, we interrupt each other, but we've been doing this for a year and a half, so there's a difference. And that's the only problem. That's the main reason why the main show doesn't have guests. They tried a couple times, things got out of hand. I mean, you guys remember the first fan appreciation thing? I don't know, it had 8 or 9 people on it.
I was there.
Crazy. Yeah.
I wasn't, and I missed that one. I wish I was part of that one, but I mean,
Phil kept saying, "We take turns, damn it."
Listen, just wait until the day that this becomes a total shit show.
Oh wait, you're talking about that first one? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That you're talking about that first one, the one with like Lion Green Hulk and all that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Phil was
that
yeah.
one. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that was. I wasn't there for that one. I was there for the Patreon hangout.
Yeah. No, this was when the old guys were still there. And then they filmed a bunch of video. Phil did some video, various places with Jeff all around town saying we're sorry, but they never put it together for anything.
Well,
I don't see why it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late now, but
Well, yeah. And then they're all gone now. But
the foot would have been interesting.
so
the metal foot, metal foot solid.
Hey,
Right.
yeah, I heard that the foot is I heard that the foot is a comedian now.
yeah.
Really?
And you go.
Yeah, he likes to do stand up.
In Yugoslavia. The best country ever. Hey, it's all about Serbia, but if you want a kid, keep it the hell out of Serbia.
Well, I've seen a Serbian film, so I'll take your word for it.
Hey, that was the point.
Oh, damn. Oh, crap. I'm having flashbacks.
Speaking of Serbian films, you got. I think Frank had mentioned possibly doing a Turkish. I mentioned a watch party for something, and he said he'd rather do Turkish Star Wars.
I would sooner watch Turkish Star Wars than The Last Jedi. Holy shit.
What the fuck is Turkish Star Wars?
Oh, okay, we got to do it then. We got to figure out time to do it.
Yeah, we definitely got to do something like that.
Don't go looking until the watch party.
All I know is that in those countries, regardless of what you may think about their politics, religion, and everything, they got some good-looking women, and they put them in their movies. So at least we have something to fap to if the movie sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So should we do the other side of the Hall of Fame? Are we done with all our topics?
Basically, we went over them.
All right.
Well, I'm
and that
just
extra
glad,
one with the guns. There were pictures of some little guns in there that show that we talked about guns.
Yeah, I tell you, we'll have to do Turkish Star Wars on a Friday. They don't have to have Ski Patrol the next week, so we need to either do it soon or wait 3 weeks.
Well, you know what I'm gonna end up doing tonight, right? I want to share my artwork with the world. I'm gonna post it on the fan page.
Okay.
All right. Excellent.
Go for it.
Okay, so I don't know how to say her name, and apparently she's popular in ways that I don't want to mention without getting us struck. So I guess her name is Shion Utsunomiya. Anyway, her name's already in the description of the tonight's episode, so I don't really, it's no big surprise. But apparently she likes to get naked, so just copy and paste her name into Google and you'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, when I was doing searches, it said other people search for all these other ones and they're all porn stars too. So I did not bookmark them because that's like the 4th porn star I've chosen. So maybe I need to calm down.
No,
so probably.
Well, see, the thing is, I search for like hot Asian women, and then I go through and look at their pictures and go, "Oh yeah, and bookmark that one, bookmark that one." I don't even look what they do. But there's Anri Ukita and Kiara Asuka and Yua Mikami. I don't know how.
If I could see the names, I could tell you how to pronounce them, but I don't see them.
Well, do you want me to share?
Yeah, share them in the group chat.
So I can do a screen. Oh, no. I'll just screen share. It's not bad.
Oh, God. Bonnie Johnson's girlfriend?
No. That's that is in the chat.
Holy
I did share light.
No wonder that. Hold on, Dave. I'm trying to see it. Make it. Where are you? Hold on. It's Shion Utsunomiya.
I think I fapped to her maybe once or twice.
Utsunomiya.
You have these other ones here too, so maybe we'll do it some other time.
I'm getting to that point where I can pronounce Japanese stuff.
All right, cool.
Too much anime.
Screen share. All right, so we are done. Any other comments anything from our listeners? There you go.
If you can, buy a gun.
If you can. Now they're telling.
And if you're not able to see the my thumbnail in its entirety, or whatever you call it, on his T-shirt it says "Anus Lover."
If
And
you're in
yes,
the
Grim
group, you'll
Falcon,
see
I'm on
it.
ski patrol on, because I got to do Sunday afternoon this weekend. So next weekend I don't have anything, and then the weekend after that it's I got to be there fairly early Saturday morning. So we could do it in 3 weeks, or we can do it next Friday. So we got to figure it out. So it's either next Friday. We got to make sure Frank's here, and
Yes.
so we'll either do it next Friday or we'll do it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know.
We'll see.
All right. So let's close this out. It's been over 2 hours. So this has been Fan Caste episode 68. Along came a Kendo. And I have been your host, Brainmuffin. With us has been Mr. McGee Badass,
Oh, just call me by my name.
Jason. TapAndDie.
Cool. See ya.
And our favorite Beaner, Liquid Oil Pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the piece of artwork that I did in Leif's honor. Don't worry, it'll be displayed at my wedding with my future wife too. But just to clarify, this is Leif's 1%
Final form. Is that his final form?
Yeah, this is my morph form.
This is 1% form, and believe me, you can kill 1,000,000 Shaggies at 1%.
Right.
But
I don't know about a Hank Hill though.
But I tell you what, though, him and Hank Hill, with the other god out there, are friends.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to go home. All right. Good night, everybody. And
Good night.
have a good weekend.
Good night.
Or have a good day, David Applegate, since it's only lunchtime. All right. Bye.